Was the Prophet of Islam illiterate? See the truth of religion, love, and war of history and mankind in this channel. Support our channel, confirm the like sign and ring the bell and write a short comment, so that you will be saved. One of the most glaring inconsistencies of Muslim theologians is their contradictory stance on the Prophet Muhammad's literacy. On the one hand, when dealing with the Parchment Hadith, Shiites assert that the Prophet sought to write a will appointing Ali ibn Abi Talib as his successor. However, when faced with critics of Islam, they claim that the Prophet was illiterate, highlighting his lack of writing skills as a testament to the Quran's miraculous nature. This paradoxical attitude among Muslim scholars has persisted throughout history, and it remains evident today. Shia Islamic websites frequently cite the Parchment Hadith to justify Ali's succession, despite its clear indication of the Prophet's literacy. Yet, when aiming to present the Quran as a divine miracle, they revert to declaring the Prophet illiterate. In this video, we will present compelling evidence from both Shia and Sunni sources, including the Quran, to demonstrate that the Prophet Muhammad was indeed literate. This asserts Islamic scholars, and we will even unveil previously unpublished documents that corroborate our claim. Muhammad embarked on commercial ventures with Khadija's caravan from the age of 25, traveling to various destinations. At the age of 40, he proclaimed himself a prophet. This period of 15 years provided ample opportunity for him to engage with diverse cultures and religions. It's crucial to recognize that Muhammad's message was not entirely novel. Concepts like heaven and hell, a single God, and stories of prophets like Joseph, Mary, Lot, and Solomon already existed. Muhammad's contribution was to introduce Allah as the one true God in the Quran, reinforcing an existing belief system. The word ummi is often misinterpreted as meaning illiterate in the Quran. However, we will demonstrate through extensive documentation and examination of Quranic verses and the words of Imams that this is a mistranslation. Our sources for this video include 4 books: Muhammad's Illiteracy Legend by Abid Burhan, Sahih al-Bukhari by Muhammad ibn Ismail Bukhari, Sahih Muslim by Muslim ibn Hajjaj Nishaburi, and Bihar al-Anwar by Muhammad Bakir Majlisi. In 6 instances throughout the Quran, the word ummi appears without any reference to literacy or illiteracy. However, Muslim theologians and biased translators, disregarding historical context and the opinions of esteemed Islamic figures, have deliberately misinterpreted ummi as illiterate to portray the Quran as a miraculous text authored by an illiterate person. To enhance comprehension, let's analyze one of these verses, Surah Al-Imran, verse 75. This verse states, "Some of the people of the book will not hesitate to take charge of a large sum of money on trust, but if you entrust them with only a single dinar, they will not give it back to you, unless you stand over them demanding it. They say, we can only be trusted with the property of the people of the book, and they falsely attribute this to God, even though they know that they are lying." As you can see, multiple translations of this verse, including those by Yusuf Ali, Shakir, and Pickthall, do not equate ummi with illiterate. In the previous section, we delved into the meaning of the word ummi in the Quran, establishing that it does not refer to illiteracy. We also examined the narrations of Imams Javad and Bakir, who affirmed the Prophet Muhammad's literacy and attributed the use of ummi to his Meccan origins. Now, let's address the 48th verse of Surah Ankabut, a verse often cited by Islamists as evidence of the Prophet's illiteracy. However, as we'll demonstrate, a careful examination of the verse and its context reveals a different interpretation. Ayatollah Motahari, a renowned Islamist scholar, interprets this verse as indicating the Prophet's lack of formal education. However, this interpretation is based on a mistranslation of the verse. The Arabic word used in the verse, ummi, does not necessarily mean illiterate. Its primary meaning is pertaining to or characteristic of a place, and in this context, it refers to the Prophet's Meccan origins. To support this interpretation, consider the following points. The Quran consistently refers to the Prophet's ability to read and write. In Surah Jumu'ah, verse 2, God states, "He is the one who raised up a messenger among the unlettered people to recite his verses to them, to purify them and to teach them the book and wisdom." Numerous hadiths, or sayings attributed to the Prophet, mention his literacy. For instance, a hadith narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri states, "The Prophet used to write letters to the kings and rulers." The Prophet's business dealings with Khadija, a wealthy merchant, would have required a degree of literacy. Given these evidences, it is clear that the Prophet Muhammad was not illiterate. The use of umi in the Quran refers to his Meccan origins rather than his lack of education. The misinterpretation of this verse by Islamists stems from their desire to portray the Quran as a miraculous text authored by an illiterate individual. This interpretation is not supported by the Quran itself or by historical evidence. We urge readers to critically evaluate the information presented by Islamists and form their own informed opinions based on a comprehensive understanding of the available evidence. Before addressing the doubts raised by Islamists and translators, let's examine the original verse in question. The verse states, "And you were not able to read a book before, nor did you hold a written scroll." This verse raises several important points. Firstly, the verse clearly states that the Prophet did not read or write before his mission. This implies that he possessed the ability to read and write at some point in his life. To illustrate this point, consider the following example: if I say, "Reza used to be a good student," this implies that Reza is no longer a good student. Likewise, the statement "you did not read or write before" suggests that the Prophet now possesses the ability to read and write. Secondly, the verse does not imply that the Prophet was unable to learn to read and write. The fact that he did not read or write before his mission does not preclude the possibility that he later acquired this skill. In fact, the Quran repeatedly emphasizes the Prophet's ability to learn and teach. Misinterpreting this verse to suggest that the Prophet learned to read and write in an extraordinary way is a baseless claim that contradicts reason and other verses of the Quran. The people of Mecca, who questioned the Prophet's prophethood, would have been astonished to witness such a miraculous feat. Ayatollah Muhammad Bagher Majlisi, a prominent Shiite scholar, offers an interesting perspective on this matter. He writes, "The news can be summarized in two ways. First, the Prophet had the ability to read and write before and after his mission, but for the sake of expediency and to avoid casting doubt on his prophethood, he did not exercise this ability." This statement suggests that the Prophet did not publicly display his literacy to avoid being labeled as a sorcerer or possessed by a jinn. This strategy aligns with the Prophet's emphasis on gradual revelation and his desire to gradually introduce new concepts to his community. In addition to the aforementioned arguments, the historical record provides further evidence of the Prophet's literacy. The Peace of Hudaybiyah, signed in the 6th year of the Hijrah, bears the Prophet's personal signature. This document, authenticated by Sunni and Shia scholars, unequivocally demonstrates the Prophet's ability to read and write.